Hi everyone.
Hello.
How are you? Yeah, we decided that today we're going to do a little car vlog, and we are going to talk to you about how we met. So it's kind of a bit of a messed up story, the situation on the day that we met.
Well, a little bit anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little screwed up. So, I had friends that were throwing a party, and they invited me to come, and so I accepted the invitation.
It was mutual friends, actually.
It was mutual friends of ours, and I went, and Jason went too. And I saw him, and I thought he was the most adorable thing ever. So I'm like, I really gotta find a way to talk to this guy. So I went up to him and introduced myself, and I went up and introduced myself, and then I was like a little bit shy, so I like walked away and went and did other stuff. And then I noticed that he was sitting at a table, and there was a seat open beside him. So I went over and I sat down beside him, and I struck up a conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking mostly about music.
Mm-hmm. There was actually a band playing at that time, so.
Yeah, we were at a bar, and there was a band playing. Mm-hmm. And I remember they were playing Freebird. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any of the other songs they were playing. But, so I had actually gone to the party with a friend of mine, so she was my ride and designated driver, because at the time I was still drinking. I don't drink anymore, but I did back then.
I don't think I was drinking either, because it was kind of a bit of a drive for me, so.
Yeah, so I was drinking, and Jason kept telling me that I was slurring my... No, that was the friend. The friend, the guy in the couple that had the party. He was telling me I was slurring my speech, so I asked Jason if I was slurring my speech, and of course he said that I was. I still to this day don't know if he was screwing with me or not. But like I said, we talked and talked about music. And my friend that I was with at the time was itching like crazy to get out of there and to go to another bar. And I really didn't want to leave, but I decided to invite Jason to go with us and meet us there.
Yeah, so at this point it's actually it's the winter, and my car was actually, I don't remember if there was snow on it or if it was just like the windows were iced over or something, but my car was, when I got into it, it was not in a condition to drive right away. So it needed to warm up a little bit and clear off the windshield. And her friend was driving, and she drove off. I was not really super familiar with the area. Actually, I wasn't familiar with the area at all. It was a little confusing around here. And so we were going to go to this other bar, and I'm following them, and she, I get into my car and I get moving sooner than I would have liked. But, I was able to sort of follow along for a brief period of time until her friend decided that she was going to turn right on kind of the end of a yellow light and there was a sign that said no turn on red. So basically kind of screwed me over out of being able to make the turn and follow them. So they took off, and I started driving, and I didn't know where the heck I was going. So I was driving for, a minute or two, and then I found a gas station and asked. I knew the name of the bar that they were going to. I asked where the bar was, and the person didn't know.
Oh,
so
man.
I'm like, it's like right down the street from there, too. So who knows? But eventually I did make it to the bar, and ended up actually having to pay a cover charge to get in. They didn't have to.
Because it was ladies' night.
Because it was ladies' night. So, yeah. So I got in, and I'm looking around. It was noisy as heck. There was another band that was playing in there. They had two rooms, like the front room and the back room, and the back room was really noisy and really crowded. And I'm looking around, not seeing them. I'm kind of not really feeling it. It was really crowded, and I didn't really like it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to my friend's house after like 15-ish minutes or so. I saw some friends that were there, and they're like, oh yeah, Jen left.
Yeah, my friend was itching to get out of there too. Something told me that she just didn't really want to see me get with Jason. I don't know. I mean, I can't really speak for her, and since then she's passed on. But I ended up going home, and
I went back to one of my friend's houses, and I was just hanging around, playing. I played guitar. I think I played guitar a little bit while I was there. I think I had my guitar with me. Maybe, I don't remember. But I was playing a lot of Trivial Pursuit, because that's how I roll. I like trivia.
I ended up at home, and I just so happened, just out of curiosity, to see if she knew where Jason went. I called this friend that he's talking about up, and I asked her what she was doing, and she said, oh, we're having a little after party, so do you want to come? I'm like, well, who's there? And then she named off some names, and then she got to Jason. I'm like, yes, I'm coming. So I had to beg my brother to take me because I had been drinking, and I ended up over there, and I got to meet up with Jason again. So like, yeah, I thought that he was never going to talk to me again because of what had happened, but we hit it off really well there too, and we exchanged like email addresses and stuff like that, and phone numbers, and
usual contact type information.
Yeah, contact information. And we just had a great time that night, and we've been together ever since.
Mm-hmm. So that was kind of our first meeting. We actually had a date, 3 daes later?
Yeah, we had our first date 3 days later.
And then afterwards, we talked to, she had actually talked to one of her friends that was at the party, and they were talking together. Her friend was talking to one of our other mutual friends, and they were like, Jen and Jason really seem to get along pretty well. We should get them together.
We should hook them up.
We should hook them up. And then it's like, yeah, I think you're a little too late.
Yeah, I said, well, we've already been seeing each other, so yeah. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, what did we do on our first date?
well, again, I'm a big trivia fan, so we ended up going to Damon's, which is
Yes.
for those who don't know, is
A barbecue place.
a barbecue type place, with wings, like a sports bar, and they actually had those Playmaker trivia things, and yeah, I was doing pretty well on those.
Yeah, where else did we go?
We went to the mall.
We went to the mall, and we were gonna go to a place called Kahunaville, which is kind of like an arcade type place with a restaurant in it.
Yep, and they were not there anymore.
We found out that they had closed down.
Yep.
And you surprised me with something on the elevator, though.
Yep, our first kiss.
Our first kiss was 3 days after we met.
Yep.
And I was just like standing in the elevator, and all of a sudden he plants it on me. That was such a sweet memory, too.
Yeah. And actually, for that matter, several years later, I took you to a concert for your birthday. And it was kind of out of town. It was within driving distance, but not in such a way that you'd want to drive back home afterwards, especially after, Anyway, so I found out, when we got out there, that what place was right there, right around the corner for us to eat dinner before the concert?
Damon's.
Damon's,
yeah.
So
he took me back to Damon's.
So we went back there, kind of a little bit of nostalgia.
On a sadder note, though, that was the day that Michael Jackson and Farrah Fawcett died.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sad, and
yeah,
kind of rained on our parade a little bit.
Yeah. Plus, it actually literally rained on that day.
Did it rain? I don't remember that.
Well, we were just barely inside. So, yeah, we were,
It was like $11 for a beer, too.
It was. Now, that being said, in all fairness, it was one of the double cans. So,
yeah,
like one of the double tall boy can things.
Uh-huh.
But still, $11 is a lot
That's
for a beer.
a lot
And
of
it's
money.
not anything like fancy. It is literally the size of 2 cans for Bud Light.
Yeah.
Bud Light. 2 of them for $11. You get like a 12-pack for that.
Yeah, you can. Well, I think you can get a 12-pack for that. I don't know. I haven't been drinking beer.
I haven't really either lately.
It's been a long time for me.
But I think at the time you probably could have. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
Might have been a little bit more, but still.
Yeah.
Now, for that matter, a few months later, I went to a baseball game with my parents because their secretary at the time had her husband had season tickets and couldn't go out there. So he's like, hey, yeah, if you'd like to use our season tickets, then more power to you. We can't go, so so I actually got a beer then, same exact can, Bud Light, was like almost, it was like almost half the price. It was like $6.50, something like that.
$6.57.
$6.50 or $7, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just. I tell you what, if you're going to a professional, like a baseball game, and you got a beer and it's less expensive than somewhere else, guess what? That somewhere else is really raking you over the coals.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, the only thing I can think of that would be worse is trying to get a beer at like an airport or something like that.
Do they even serve beer at airports?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They do?
People get sloshed all the time at the airport. That way they can, you know, go up onto the.
I've never flown, just FYI.
I mean, you're not driving, so yeah. There's a lot of people just to calm their nerves, just throw back a few beers or kind of get wasted in the airport lounge before going onto their flight. I've only ever had anything to drink on a plane like once or twice. I can't remember which. But yeah, it was. One, I didn't actually get drunk though, but yeah. You can't afford to get drunk on a plane.
You can't afford to?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we are just about at our destination, so we are going to get off of here.
And hopefully not run over any people who are
don't run anyone over.
Walking across the street there.
Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope if you like this video you smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel and you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe. Alright, have a great day guys.